You're obnoxious. You have absolutely no values that exist outside of the Talmud. You describe yourself as a Talmudic Jew, and I've learned what's in that Talmud, and I encourage other people at home to learn what is in that Talmud so that you know what Ben thinks of you.
Maybe we should also ask a question. Is the media totally presenting the truth when it comes to Israel? Just a question, that maybe we shouldn't believe everything the media says because, Ben, some people would accuse Israel of wanting to ethnically cleanse.
Now, the Cabot Phillips thing is also very interesting. Well, it also turns out that Cabot Phillips, from September 4th all the way through to September 10th until September 11th, took a vacation and he wasn't on a show.
Candace Owens just dropped more bombshells and exposed both Ben Shapiro and Erika Kirk's ex, Cabot Phillips, for doing a lot of shady things behind the scenes to stop the rise of Charlie Kirk. But fast forward to now, and both Ben and Cabot are suddenly acting like they always cared about Charlie's legacy. In fact, Cabot cared so much that TPUSA already picked him to be Charlie's replacement. But it gets even darker. After Candace recently alleged that Cabot was at a secret military meeting the night before Charlie's assassination, Cabot tried to play damage control, and he released a photo, claiming it was proof he was somewhere else when the meeting went down. But get this, Candace is not buying it, and she's alleging that this photo may have been manipulated to change the date and location. And let's not forget that Cabot was hired by Ben Shapiro as a senior editor at the Daily Wire. So what Candace is trying to expose here is that this is all one big club and we're not in it. But apparently, neither was Charlie. According to Candace, these people worked behind the scenes to sabotage Charlie, and when he finally started connecting the dots, it was too late.
That they have a right to treat Charlie the way that he treated Charlie while he was alive, only to then try to defraud the population into thinking that he is somehow a part of his legacy, that he somehow cared about Charlie Kirk.
All right, let's first talk about Ben Shapiro, because Candace just destroyed him on her podcast with actual receipts proving he never actually cared about Charlie. First, Candace showed text messages between her and Charlie, showing that Charlie believed Ben Shapiro was trying to undermine both of their careers. In one message, Charlie warned Candace they should treat Ben like noise, because he clearly just wants Candace to punch down to him. And then Charlie added, his respect amongst movement fighters is quite low. But Charlie didn't stop there. He also went on to say, the Ben thing involves me more than he wants to admit. He knows Jon Snow is stronger than the dragons that fly higher. After that, Charlie and Candace agreed that Ben saw Charlie as a threat. And then Charlie used another Game of Thrones reference and claimed Ben was trying to destroy both his and Candace's careers. Charlie wrote, and he's sending his incestuous brother to go try and kill us. But if you watched Game of Thrones, this could also mean that whatever method Ben Shapiro planned to use against Charlie and Candace, it's something brutal and violent. However, Charlie had more to say. After Candace suggested that Ben hates Charlie for supporting her, Charlie wrote back, it's worse. He views you as my slave, 100%, control her, is what he was really saying to me when he called. Now, after some social media users questioned if these texts are real, Candace responded, saying, not only are they real, but she has hundreds more, proving that Ben never cared about Charlie and actively worked against him. Candace wrote, one of about 300 that I have. I have to think Charlie is in heaven laughing at the sheer audacity of Ben calling me evil and presenting himself as Charlie's defender. Charlie and I will laugh about it together one day. And then, in a recent episode of her podcast, Candace went in even harder on Ben Shapiro, calling him obnoxious and accusing him of hating everyone who doesn't belong to his chosen group.
You're obnoxious. You have absolutely no values that exist outside of the Talmud. You describe yourself as a Talmudic Jew, and I've learned what's in that Talmud, and I encourage other people at home to learn what is in that Talmud so that you know what Ben thinks of you, because he doesn't just hate me, he hates you too, white men. He hates all black people, okay? If he's following the rules of the Talmud, I mean, when I say hates, they think that we're animals, that they have a right to own us, that they have a right to make us worship them, that they have a right to lie to us, that they have a right to sue us and take everything that we have, that they have a right to deceive us, that they have a right to treat Charlie the way that he treated Charlie while he was alive, only to then try to defraud the population into thinking that he is somehow a part of his legacy, that he somehow cared about Charlie Kirk and cares to protect the people that are working at Turning Point USA.
Now, something else a lot of people online have been pointing out is Charlie's last interview with Ben Shapiro, which took place less than 48 hours before Charlie was assassinated. And in this interview, Charlie absolutely destroyed a lot of Ben's talking points, and all Ben could do was just sit there and seethe. Charlie was starting to ask some forbidden questions, and Ben clearly didn't like that turn.
We've pushed back against the media on COVID, on lockdowns, on Ukraine, on the border, on so like maybe we should also ask a question: is the media totally presenting the truth when it comes to Israel? Just a question, that maybe we shouldn't believe everything the media says, because I know I've been conditioned to ask a lot more critical questions over the last couple of years. So Ben, some people would accuse Israel of wanting to ethnically cleanse. Some people.
And now a lot of Charlie's fans believe he crossed the line when he started questioning things. TPUSA donors didn't want him to question, and it may have cost him his life. But the rabbit hole goes even deeper once you start digging into another shady character in this story: Ben Shapiro's employee at the Daily Wire and Erika Kirk's ex-boyfriend Cabot Phillips. According to a source Candace spoke to on her show, both Cabot and Erika allegedly attended a secret meeting on a military base the night before Charlie was assassinated. So Candace interviewed an eyewitness and veteran named Mitch, and he claims there was a secret meeting that went down the night before Charlie was assassinated at Fort Huachuca military base in Arizona. Now, Mitch, who, according to Candace, has been pretty consistent in his account, has already named a few people who were at that meeting. Some of them, apparently, were tied to TPUSA, including Brian Harpole, who ran the security company at Utah Valley University on September 10th. However, it wasn't just Harpole. Candace said that Mitch also saw a man who looked a lot like Cabot Phillips. And after Candace sent him a photo of Cabot, Mitch confirmed it was the exact same guy he saw.
I send him the picture of Cabot Phillips, and he says, yes, that's the person I remember being at the base. Now I'm like, that would be totally crazy. Maybe, again, this could be a lookalike. And so I messaged Cabot Phillips and did not get a response, but it at least is compelling. And I was like, let me do some basic fact checks here. What do I even know about this guy, Cabot Phillips? And I know that he does the Morning Wire at the Daily Wire. And I checked, and he's missing from the Morning Wire. He doesn't do it daily, but he does it enough times that I noticed that he is missing from September 4th to the September 10th.
But that's not all. Mitch later talked to Candace live on her podcast, and he claimed that the night before, in the hotel lobby, he saw a blonde woman with striking eyes who matched Erika Kirk's description.
There's a picture of Erika Kirk with a ponytail, and from her past. That person matches who I saw at Fort Huachuca in the lobby the night before. And she was with that man in the lobby. And that man, he was present at that meeting. Those are really rare eyes. That's 95 to 99%. I can't imagine somebody else.
So after Candace dropped all these bombshells, the internet went crazy, and they started calling out Cabot for staying silent on these claims about the secret meeting. But just when you thought things couldn't get any sketchier, Cabot decided to respond by posting this photo and claiming he was shopping for a gender reveal party in Nashville on September 8th. Cabot also released some surveillance footage from his office, as well as a photo with his wife and child, and wrote, "My response to Candace Owens. I was not at Fort Huachuca on September 8th or September 9th. I've never been. I was home in Nashville both days. On the afternoon of the 8th, I attended an ultrasound with my wife and stopped to get balloons for a gender reveal with our son that evening. It's a boy, if anyone was wondering. The following morning, I was at work as usual. Here are photos and surveillance footage below to prove my whereabouts. Go touch some grass, folks. You are being lied to." Sounds pretty believable, right? Well, that's only until you analyze those photos Cabot posted a bit more carefully. Because, according to some internet sleuths, the magazines behind Cabot in the photo at the checkout line don't match the date when the photo was supposedly taken. Now, Cabot had a response to this too, and he claimed that Candace was given the original photo and metadata and said she'll review it. But here's the thing, Candace is still not convinced, and she responded to Cabot on X saying, "For everyone new to how iPhone metadata works, you can change this easily on every photo you capture." Candace also shared a video showing how easily you can edit the metadata on an old photo and make it look like it was taken tonight in Nashville. And then she added, "However, if I text this edited photo, the receiver can trace the edits. I just want Cabot to text this over to me so we can be done with this." So basically, Candace is saying that Cabot didn't actually text her the photo, so she could check if the metadata had been edited. Now, of course, people can make up their own minds here. At this point, nobody can say with certainty who's telling the truth and who isn't. But if you take even a quick look at social media, the reaction is pretty telling. When it comes to Ben Shapiro and Cabot Phillips, most of Charlie Kirk's own supporters are saying the same thing over and over again. They don't trust either of them, not even a little.